Right, let's have a chat. Why on earth would anyone willingly choose to ride a vibrating lump of metal the weight of a fridge freezer that's really only happy going in a straight line? This isn't a lecture. Think of it as an exercise in empathy. I want to try and bottle the feeling of riding a proper heavy cruiser for anyone who's never had the pleasure. And maybe, just maybe, I'll figure out for myself why the bloody hell I do it. Now, a quick disclaimer, my bike isn't a Harley, it's not some 6-liter custom monstrosity, and it's certainly not the final form of two-wheeled machismo. It's just a good, solid Japanese V-twin. A bike that wants to chase the horizon, not smash lap records. So, this is a story from an enthusiast, not an expert. So, what exactly is a cruiser? The name says it all, really. A cruiser is built to cruise. It's designed for a relaxed pace on an open road, ideally with a sweeping view, a distinct lack of potholes, and the smell of the tarmac in the air. You can spot one a mile off by the riding position, feet forward, back straight, like you've just stepped out of a Bon Jovi video from 1987. Riding one fast is difficult. But explaining why you'd want to is even harder. Because the joy of a cruiser isn't measured in miles per hour, but in the number of miles left until sunset. Just how big are we talking? No, it's not the biggest bike out there. It doesn't weigh as much as Black Sabbath's speaker stack, and it certainly won't take off like one of Elon Musk's rockets. But it's big enough to make you feel substantial. It's heavy enough to give you that proper feeling of I am in command of this machine. And it's stylish enough that men of a certain age will approach you at the petrol station, misty-eyed, starting a sentence with, I used to have a Shadow back in the day. And the engine? It's got soul. It's a V-twin. It's not trying to be a race engine, it's just trying to be honest. You get heaps of torque right from the bottom end, a soundtrack with real character, and vibrations that, well, let's just say they're an acquired taste. Especially if you own a Harley. But the Japanese, you see, they found a brilliant compromise. They built a bike that has the classic American look, but doesn't require a session with an osteopath after every ride. They added liquid cooling, smoothed out the worst of the vibrations, and stuck a reliable shaft drive on the back. Job done. You get the style, you get the reliability, and if you've got an aftermarket exhaust, you definitely get the noise. The captain's chair. If you want to know what it feels like to sit on a cruiser, try this right now. Sit down in a comfy armchair. Stretch your legs straight out in front of you. Hold your arms out wide, as if you're about to hug someone you don't particularly like. Now, imagine 300 kilos of metal beneath you that only wants to go forwards. Congratulations! You're in the saddle. How does it actually ride? Now this is where it gets interesting. A cruiser isn't about raw speed, it's about the sensation of the road. Acceleration is deliberate. It's like an old lorry pulling away from the lights, a deep rumble, a bit of a struggle, but it gets there honestly. I have no idea what its 0 to 60 time is, because I've never once thought to measure it. What I do know is that if you give it a proper handful, it will surge forward. And if you need to overtake, it's best to have a little think about it first. It moves in a way that lets you savor every single mile. And if you find yourself scraping the footboards on a roundabout, you're not a riding god, you've just massively misjudged your entry speed. Is it a long-distance tourer? It's more of a machine for the open road, for the motorway. But as soon as that road turns into an obstacle course of gravel, potholes, and aggressive white vans, you realize that perhaps an adventure bike would have been a better choice. That said, my cruiser is kitted out like a festival-goer's tent, windscreen, floorboards, panniers, a top box, and a gel seat. It's almost luxurious. Almost. It's missing heated grips, cruise control, and ABS. But hey, I fitted a 12-volt socket, so I'm practically there. And why isn't it a chopper? Because a chopper is a custom style, whereas a cruiser is a class of motorcycle. Choppers are born from cruisers, by cutting bits off, stretching things out, and lowering them to the ground. My bike is no outrageous custom with handlebars like a wheelbarrow. It's simply a road-going ship with a V-twin heart and a quiet sense of its own dignity. It invites you to slow down, take it all in, and just ride. And sometimes, that's more than enough.